blind, but now I see it was grace that taught my heart to fear. In grace, my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. God bless you. And you can come and share your expression. And once you finish that, then we'll continue on with the show.
I don't even really know where to start, but as the pastor said, we're here to celebrate and honor Rita. You know, I chose this cemetery because it's very dear to our family. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, one of Rita's younger brothers, they're all interred here, and there will be a plaque commemorating Rita and one also commemorating Steve. So this is a place that the young people in our family can come and honor our ancestors. I mean, I'm ready to do it one day, right? So I also chose this place because it's near where I met Rita, down the field there. At the submarine base. And I was a young sailor on a submarine, and Rita was a retail clerk. And Rita's friendliness, her kindness, her generosity, it all shined through right in here. She took me all around San Diego. She took me to the touristy sites, to the places where the local San Diegans went. She even introduced me to a lot of y'all. I wouldn't even know some of y'all. And then, this is the crazy thing. She kept up those relationships with many of you long after, you know, I just wasn't able to do that. That's one of the things that Rita did for me is, you know, use social media, send out cards, send out texts, stay in touch. So of course I was attracted to Rita's beauty and her wicked sense of humor. But it was really her strength. That girl was strong, physically, mentally, spiritually. She just was a strong person. She was strong-willed. She was strong-minded. And she was also very independent. I'm reminded of a time I had just came off a 6-month deployment. And Rita was driving, and she was going, I didn't know where she was going. So I said, Rita, where are we going? And she said, we're going home. And I go, we don't live over here. She said, I moved our house over. I'm like, what? You moved all our furniture? She's like, yeah, I moved all our furniture. I'm like, you changed the utilities? She's like, yes. I go, you signed a lease? She's like, yes, I signed a lease. I'm like, you put Kim in a different school? She's like, yes, I changed Kim's school. I'm like, whoa, what, you don't need me? And she's like, not for that. That's the way Rita was. She was devoted and dedicated and fiercely protective of Kim and I. And, you know, younger people would say, oh, she's a ride or die chick. Yes, she was. That's the kind of girl she was. And so I want y'all to know, I chose this date because today would be Rita's 66th birthday. And birthdays were very important to us. As some of you know, I married Rita on my birthday, January the 4th. And the people I worked with and the master chief I worked for, he said, dude, you have ruined your birthday. You will never have another birthday in your life. And me and Rita, we laughed about this because what we would do, we had a running joke. Rita would roll over on January 4th and she'd say, what did you give me for our anniversary? And I said, well, what did you give me for my birthday? And then we would kind of laugh and proceed to spend the rest of the day celebrating our birthday, or my birthday and our anniversary. And our last January was really special. My good friend Nico there treated us to a day up in Del Mar. It was a beautiful day, kind of like this, less clouds. And yeah, fun was had by all, you know. So people would say, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, you can't give me anything for my birthday. I gave myself the best birthday present that a man could have, a wonderful wife. So, you know, over the years, we'd have had many medical problems and stuff, and you guys all know those stories. But I'll outline a couple of them. One, in 2014, we had a triple bypass surgery. I'm sure a lot of you remember that. And we went through cardio rehab at that time, and Rita got stronger and everything. And I remember when we was in the middle of her recovery, she was there. She had a breathing tube down her throat. I said to the nurse, I said, you know, this is kind of nice. I can get a word in every. And the nurse said, well, don't worry, she's going to be pretty sedate once we remove the breathing tube. I said, she don't know Rita. So I came back the next day, and the nurse went up to me, she said, we removed the breathing tube, and your wife has been talking nonstop. So anyway, we went through cardio rehab, and Rita lived 11 years after that. So, you know, I'm just thankful that we had all that time together. And then, in August, our family suffered a really big loss. Rita's older brother, Steve, died.